welcome back to Second Take Movies, the podcast where we give movies a second look, a second chance, second take, if you will. I'm your host, Preston Jenkinson, and joining me to talk about Dan in real life, it's Andrea Spurlock.
Hi.
Hi.
So nice to be here.
Her husband was on episode 10, Field of Dreams, which has the most listens right now as of recording, so that's a lot to live up to.
I can do this. This is an altogether better movie.
Yeah.
So.
This movie was in our friend group. I was the only one that had not seen it, and everyone pressured me. Like, they gave it to me for Christmas to watch it.
That's true.
Yeah.
It was a very good Christmas gift.
Yeah.
But, yes, I think this is such a staple movie to have. If someone has ever not seen it, it is just, I have to insist that you watch it. It is such a good movie. Oh, my gosh.
So we like to start out with the synopsis, and then we'll get into the positive and negative reviews of the movie. The story is very short. A widower finds out that a woman he fell in love with is his brother's girlfriend. That's basically
a good little synopsis. Yeah.
Reviews from Entertainment Weekly. This is the positive one. Entertainment Weekly's Owen Gleiberman, a nimble and supple and moving comedy.
Okay.
Whatever that means.
Supple is a weird word to choose for that, but yeah.
Yeah. From the Austin Chronicle, Marjorie Palmgarden.
Okay.
She says all goes according to course, and that's exactly the problem with Dan in real life.
I could not disagree more.
Marjorie is
she's
salty.
A little Grinch.
A little salty. I'm going to start us off with a question. If it's not Steve Carell in this role, does it work? Does this movie have anything to contribute if Steve Carell is not the main character? Not playing the main character, I guess.
That is a great question. I feel like it would, but I think Steve just brings this realness and Dan in real life, you know. But like this authenticity to it, and you just I mean, as long as you have an actor of that caliber that can make you feel his pain as he's growing throughout the movie. Oh, I just hit the mic. Sorry. I'm very passionate about this. And feel the awkwardness of being on a family vacation, but also with your brother's girlfriend who you actually love and with a bunch of teenage girls. And like, I don't know. I just, as long as you can find an actor that can, I don't know. We were talking about this earlier.
Right,
Aaron mentioned Jason Sudeikis. I don't know how to say
Jason Sudeikis. I think I did the wrong impression at dinner. I think I did Jason Statham and not Jason Sudeikis. So.
Oh, okay. I didn't get the impression.
Like, I was wondering. I was like,
he's Ted Lasso. Yeah. So
I did a Jason Statham impression for no reason. Okay.
Oh, that's really funny.
Yeah.
Well, I was impressed by the impression. I just didn't get it.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So as long as it's like a wholesome, good character, I don't know. I think it would work. I think so. Okay. And I think the rest of the cast is just so well done and everything. I don't know.
Even Dane Cook, which is surprising.
Such a random, but he works so well there. And you kind of hate him a little bit, but you also just love him. He's hilarious. And
it's the dad from Frasier.
Yeah.
Is the dad.
Yeah. And then Holly from The Office.
Yes.
And then Ross's ex-wife, her girlfriend or whatever.
Right,
What's her name? I can't remember.
I don't know her name.
But from Friends.
Susan? No. Susan. It was Susan. No, I don't know.
I can't. Yeah, Carol and Susan. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Good job. So such a like random but like eclectic group of people, and they just all pulled it off so well. Yeah. And Emily Blunt, like,
oh my gosh.
It's so perfect.
Emily, why are you married to John Krasinski? Probably because he's very talented and much better looking than I am.
He has some money too.
Yeah.
I mean, not that you don't have money, but
not John Krasinski money. No, I don't. But like, I mentioned the first time I watched it because I was pressured into watching it. Mm-hmm. Our friend Will, who's been on, everyone's listened to Will and knows how passionate he is about stuff. I know it would be hard to believe that he would oversell something.
True.
If you listen to the first 3 episodes of this podcast, Will is very he when he is passionate about something, he is passionate.
Like Star Wars.
Yes.
And Harry Potter.
Yes. He absolutely loves it, and he loves this movie,
which is a very good trait for him too. But yeah, I think we did like sell it a little too strong.
Right. Yeah.
But one of the beautiful things about this movie is it's just so like relatable, but it also makes you feel really sad and like really awkward, and you just feel all the things with it,
right? Without
it being like a cheesy, too uplifting kind of movie,
right?
I don't know. It's just a real life movie,
and that was my favorite thing about the movie is that it does something different from other romantic comedies. Because we start with Steve Carell. The first shot is him waking up in the morning. And then he rolls over and we realized, his former wife. I mean, they just tell you that she's dead in that very first shot. They don't even need to explain it to you. Yeah. He rolls over, touches that side of the bed. All his work is spread out over there. And then he takes like 5 seconds of his day to be sad for a minute. And then he gets up and he just starts taking care of his girls. That's the best characterization I've seen in a movie in a long time. Because that seems like a nightmare, taking care of 3 girls by yourself.
What's fun too, as Preston mentioned, nightmare of taking care of 3 girls is we're pregnant with our 3rd girl. Yeah. So hopefully Aaron won't go anywhere or I won't go anywhere and leave the other with the nightmarish 3 girls. No, I think the storytelling in this is just so well done from start to finish. And it's like, I don't feel like it lags anywhere. There's something always new to appreciate about every shot, or I don't know. It's just it's so good. It's so good.
Because like basically they're not his only reason to get up out of bed, but they are a big part, and he is scared of them to grow up. Like we even see that through the interactions we have with them. Like he's scared to hand them their underwear and
and let one of them dry.
And even like with the littlest one, like she doesn't need him to, go to him during a night terror later on, or like if she has a nightmare or anything, and she's like, I'm in the 4th grade, and the middle one's like in love quotation marks with this. So good. And he's just scared. He's scared of the oldest one, like letting her drive. Yep. Even though I think she has a license apparently, but he's not letting her drive. Yeah. He doesn't want the middle. He just doesn't want his daughters to grow up. Yeah. Because that would mean that they don't need him anymore, and he's by himself and he's lonely. Yeah.
And I can't remember when the mom was supposed to have passed.
I think it's like 4 years ago.
Okay. So I feel like him letting them get any older would be like, no, now I'm really officially saying goodbye to the only life I've known.
And he
with
probably
my wife
wants them to stay in that age of life when the mother passed away.
And I do want to go back to the overselling of this movie. Like I love this movie. This is one of my all-time favorite movies. Is it the greatest movie of all time? No. But it is just so masterfully done. And so much to appreciate about it.
I think Will described it as the greatest good movie of all time. Which I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
Will, what does that mean?
I want to agree.
Because he was excited that I was doing this episode when I texted with him earlier today.
And good.
So he's definitely listening to this. So Will, what did you mean?
Comment below. I don't know how that works. Oh man.
So all that leads up to they're all going on this, apparently this huge family has this huge, I don't know if that's the parents' house or if it's just like the family's lake house or whatever. But they all go there for the weekend. It's never really explained, but
yeah, I feel like it's their like lake house, like they go to. Well, I don't know.
But it kind of seems like the parents live there.
Yeah, I think they live there because Emily Blunt like grew up down the way, and so I think they live there. Yeah, because then they have their wedding later too. Spoiler alert! I don't know if I was allowed to say
this movie didn't need it.
But I feel like it was okay because it was like at the credits.
It was
you're not paying attention to it. Yeah,
it's like that's sweet.
Yeah.
So we get there and like the daughters are excited to see other family members besides their dad because it's their dad.
Yes. Yeah.
And he's confronted with his loneliness again, which is a theme to this movie.
Yeah.
Because, first of all, if it's Dane Cook's friend that's coming to stay, make that Joker sleep in the basement. Make him give up a bed.
I know.
My mother would do that immediately. She's like, you got to give up your bed because she's going to sleep in yours. So, sorry.
Yeah. What Preston is referencing is very sad. Dan is forced to like go sleep in the laundry room.
Right. Where the dryer is running all night.
Yeah. Like right outside the kitchen, I think. And it's like super uncomfortable. It's like your son is a widower and has 3 daughters and is not resting. Like this is not a restful trip for him.
No.
He's being bombarded with why are you still single questions like the whole time.
Which is just Thanksgiving every year for me. So it's fun.
Do they make you sleep in the laundry room?
No, I get my own bed at Thanksgiving, thank God. Because my sister only lives 30 minutes away now from my parents' house. Perfect. So that's great.
Okay. There you go.
So I don't have to give up. My sidetrack, this is just me venting for a minute. My nephews, they sleep in that bed when I'm not there.
Okay.
It used to be when they lived in Rock Hill and we would all come to visit, they'd sleep in that bed, and Uncle Preston got kicked out on the fold-out couch, which is fine.
Is it though?
No, it's not really, because I sacrificed that bed for many years when relatives would come to visit. But yeah. And when they're there, they're like, "Oh, it's my room." Like my oldest nephew calls it his room. I'm like, "No, that was my room for 23 years.
Yeah,
it is not.
You
your
gotta
room.
earn that.
Yeah, but that's just a small tangent. That scene just made me think of that. Like, I know what you're feeling, Steve Carell. I feel you right now.
And that in of itself is like, it's such an awkward feeling. Like, how would you respond if you're being like kicked out of your room?
I would immediately said, make him sleep in that room.
Yeah.
It's his friend because they're in that house, as in my parents' house, like you're not married, you're not sleeping in the same bed.
Yep.
Which is it's a good rule. Yeah. It's their rule. It's their house. Yeah. They paid for it. So what happens after that? Oh, they wake up in the morning and his mom makes him go get the paper and says, "Go get lost." They're fine because he wants to I need to do it. No, everybody else is here. Go off. Leave.
She's a good mom.
Has Dane Cook mentioned that he's got a girl coming? Yes, he did, because the girl's coming. Yes. Yeah. So he goes to a bookstore, and it's a really, and what I also like about this movie is it takes out this idea that love is this magical thing, and it's just two people that meet and they just hit it off, and it's not this magical thing. It's just like two people that meet, they're really attracted to each other, and they just hit it off like boom, like instantaneously. Because he does this cute little thing going through the store, and because she wants this and wants that, and he's picking out all these books.
There. Yeah. So she's like asking for help, looking for books, and he's like, "This is a beautiful, sweet lady," and so he just pretends he's working there and like grabs a bunch of books and pretends like he knows what he's talking about.
Right.
And then she buys them all. Yeah.
And then they go off and he tells her about, he eventually gets around to his dead wife, which I don't know. I don't know if you bring that up when you first meet somebody, but
Yeah. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like when you're that age and when you've had, if you have 3 kids, like it just kind of comes up. But I do know that he felt like he kind of overshared because then she had to leave. Right. And then he's like, "Oh, wait."
And he figures out that she has a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Which we later figure out is his brother, Dane Cook. Womp, womp. I don't remember the character's name. I just know it's Dane Cook.
Oh, shoot. Oh, that's going to kill me.
And when he gets back to the house, everyone notices this stupid grin he has on his face, and it's like his brother's like, "Hey, what's going on? You meet somebody? Oh, who is it? Like, oh, you met a little hottie." And then, oops, there she is. Turns around. Oh, Dane Cook's girlfriend is here, and she didn't know she was coming to a family. Which I would have turned around and left if I was
honestly. Especially if you watch this movie more than once, you can really appreciate... Mitch is his name.
Mitch.
But you can really appreciate, I think, that, at first you kind of feel bad for Mitch. Mm-hmm. But once you watch through it more, he literally uses lines that Dan has used in his advice columns and his books. Yeah. And songs that he's written. And the more you watch it, I think the more you're like, oh, he's kind of a jerk.
He is.
Because, yeah, he's
they even
completely
bring up
surprised
about
her.
how much of a womanizer he is.
Yeah. But he completely surprised her with, oh, yeah, hi, we're staying with my family. And she had no clue. Yeah. Like, that's not something you do. Oh, man. You prepare them a little bit. You don't just throw them.
No, you gotta share that with somebody.
Yeah.
Especially the first time you meet the family. But everyone just falls in love with Marie. Mm-hmm. She's so great.
Yeah. But, okay, but here's the thing. Here's what I appreciate about her is she's just so real. Again, the daggone word real. I get it. But, like, she doesn't feel the need to conform to anything. She's very comfortable, even though she's uncomfortable in the situation. And it's just so sweet to see, especially Dan's daughters really bond with her, especially the oldest and the youngest. The oldest goes to her for advice about maybe like leaving and stuff, which is stuff she can't talk to her dad about. Right,
because he'd be like, oh, no, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, and it's just sweet to see how, I don't know, she's just such a genuine character. And so again, like emphasizing that it's not just like a magical, fall in love moment, but it's just like all these things that he would want for his daughters to have. Yeah. And it's just so sweet.
Slowly over a 3 I'm sorry, you're just still not in love after 3 days. You might really like this girl.
Yes.
I get that. But you're not in love.
You can be falling in love.
You can.
But you could also fall out of love. So as long as we can acknowledge that, like,
I mean, Andrea got married after 6 months, so.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I hope my husband's not listening to this. So I can agree that you can fall in love pretty quick.
Yeah.
But you just gotta be careful saying like, oh, this is meant to be like, well, I mean,
okay,
just be careful.
Let's calm down. Yeah. So like the two of them meet at the top of the stairs at some point, and he's like, so what do you want to do? Like, I mean, and she like, tell him, it'd be funny. Like,
oh yeah.
And he's like, no. And this is the other thing about this movie is it shows that like love or infatuation or attraction or whatever you want to call what they have at this moment. Mm-hmm. It can bring out your petty side and your jealousy.
Yeah.
Because he starts to get real jealous through the rest of the movie.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And especially, if your family just picks on you like that. I mean, you just...
Yep.
You don't want to give them anything. And Dane Cook is like weirdly obsessed with everyone liking this woman too.
Yeah.
Like he's constantly like, oh, look, isn't she this? And isn't she like...
So every time he does, it's like a slap in the face to poor Dan.
Yeah. It's like one of my favorite scenes is at the dinner table. He's just talking about corn.
Gosh.
Corn? This corn is an angel.
Oh, yeah, because he's just copying everything up.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny.
And everyone's just like hounding this woman with questions.
Yeah.
And I'm like, y'all, back up. Like, calm down. Like,
I do wonder... Well,
but I guess they kind of sensed she was like that extrovert type that wouldn't mind that.
With it, yeah. I feel like maybe the mom says something later, but you kind of wonder why they didn't say something initially. The mom?
Yes.
She's so cool. I love her.
Great.
But like, okay, so I just wonder like why didn't more people say this doesn't really seem like your type, Mitch? Like, what are we thinking?
Everybody's just like, oh my gosh, she's so great.
I know, and it's like.
Well, I think the mom kind of does something like that.
She did.
She was like, we think she's great, but and I think she has some reservations about him dating her.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I think I remember that.
And then Dan makes a kind of a scene like he just leaves and goes into the kitchen and grabs a knife and just stabs it into the pie, and it was like trying to make everybody have dessert. And everybody's like, let's go somewhere else.
He's like, this just perfectly captures like how you feel at an awkward family function where you're like, what if I did this? Like, you really want to change the subject. What if I just like forced everyone to eat pie? Or like, Oh, so it's such a good like cringeworthy like.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny.
And So his mom makes him wash the dishes.
Oh, yeah.
He's laughing like a 40-year-old man. His mom's making him wash the dishes. That's great.
There were a couple times where I was like, okay, like, ease up a little. Like, okay.
Yeah.
But I don't think, I mean, she didn't know that.
Right.
He just met Marie and loved her.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was another thing because Mitch called her like middle name or something.
Yes, he keeps calling her because he does like some kind of douchey thing where he's like, oh, I already know an Anne and I already know a Maria, and I didn't want to like, okay, well, she wants to be called Marie. It's not hard, dude.
Her name.
And he just insists on calling her Annie.
Yeah.
And she's like, I prefer Marie, and he's still calling her Annie.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Another reason you're like, Mitch, really? Like.
And Mitch is not like a bad dude either. That's the thing.
No, but he's just,
He's just clueless.
Very clueless. Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets what he wants in the end of the movie.
He does. I think, honestly, Mitch wins at the end.
Oh my gosh. Of course you do. Of course.
Because that leads to
oh yes.
The family has a I think it's after that. It's like not shortly. Like they have a family gathering. Mm-hmm. Well, no, is the shower scene first before the family gathering where he goes out on a date with Emily Blunt?
Shoot, I can't remember. I think the shower scene is before that.
Yeah, because
that happens and then
that's where it's like she really kind of is like oh, I kind of actually do like this guy because. He follows her into the bathroom and he's like, because like they do like aerobics on the front yard or whatever. And he gets put behind her and she's like, moving and shaking, and you can imagine in your minds what he's looking at. And he's like, you just can't do that. You just stop it.
You can't be moving like that.
It's just Steve Carell doing his typical like exasperated, like, you just have to stop it.
Yeah.
She's laughing at him. She's like, what are you talking about?
Yep.
And then his daughter comes in looking for Marie, and then like he gets in the shower, and then they just start to water, and he's like fully clothed, like the water is just pouring, and then she gets in to take a shower, and
oh gosh, that's so funny.
She's naked in front of him, and he's
just covering his eyes,
and he covers his eyes with a washcloth, and she starts laughing, and it's real cute.
Stop! It's hilarious. If that happened in real life, like that would be so awkward and funny.
Yeah. I'd be like, look, I'm in here. Sorry. Ooh,
I know. It's one of those things where if you look back on it, you're like, I could have done so many things different. Like,
right. But in the moment, you're not thinking.
Like, oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to take a shower. I didn't realize she was in here. And then walk past your daughter and leave.
Yeah. She's like, okay, weirdo. They already think he's weird.
I know. Yeah. I know. It wouldn't really hurt his character at all. But.
And so then the family, his mom, his dad, his sister, his brother, his sister-in-law, his brother-in-law, and his other brother, and Marie, all end up in his room, which is the laundry room, and
that's so funny.
They're just like all kinds of weird advice. His dad's worried. His mom set up a date with this used to be ugly girl.
Because she had a really bad nose.
Pig nose is what they call her. Yeah. And there's a really hilarious song that Dane Cook and
Ruthie Draper, that was her name.
The other guy. That other guy's been was in a really good Netflix show that I can't remember what it's called.
Isn't he like I thought he was like a comedian too.
He probably is, but he was like in a really good family drama Netflix show about the Florida Keys.
Okay.
Can't remember.
I'm trying to find it, but I can't.
It was from like 2016, 2017, something. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, I could be making that up. I think I was making that up.
But they do a hilarious song about how ugly she is, and then she shows up and it's Emily Blunt.
Yep. And Fever by A Fine Frenzy is playing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's good.
Because apparently it turned into a double date with Marie and Mitch.
Well, because, Mitch is always inviting himself places. He doesn't belong.
Right. And
I think he had offered to before.
That's right. Yeah.
Because he was trying to ease Dan's mind. So he was being nice.
Yeah, he was. He was being a good brother.
But, if you like the girl that your brother's dating, you probably don't want to go on a double date.
Right. Yeah.
But
that's
so fun.
We find out she's a plastic surgeon that like repairs kids' faces, and she's like really, really into Dan.
Yeah,
I think she's just really into anybody in that family. But she's really into Dan, and then they go over and like she goes over and starts dancing.
Because you can tell, like, Marie's kind of bristling.
Oh,
like,
Marie is getting jelly.
I know. It's so funny. Oh, God.
I was sitting there last night. I'm like, Marie is jelly.
Mm-hmm. Which is, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that they put that in there, too. Like, I think it was perfect because, like, Dan's struggling this whole weekend.
Yeah, because she's honestly been, like, she could go either way.
Brushing it off. Like, you know, you're like, I don't know.
It was hilarious. We really connected over this thing, and it's hilarious. I think it would be funny.
Yeah.
And
then now she's like,
she is super jealous. She's like, oh well, Dan's not attracted to that, and he's like,
hey, let's go dance.
How you know? That's Emily Blunt. I don't know if you know that. Even though she wasn't Emily Blunt yet.
Yeah, you know.
I don't even know if she was dating John Krasinski yet. Probably.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
Maybe. That was at the height of the office.
I don't know. Yeah.
But Emily Blunt and Dan spend the night together, apparently, or it's insinuated, because they go off in the car and or they do something.
I don't think so. I think they just go out for more drinks or something. I think
they went out and did what grown-ups do.
I don't think so. Preston, don't ruin this.
I think they did.
He has daughters.
So? He's a man. I'm just saying.
Maybe.
But it's not. They don't say one way or the other.
Nothing.
There's nothing
truly
definitive.
Implied.
Right.
She was like, this is what's really good, is that Marie was like, "Oh, are you coming?" or whatever, and
he's like,
Dan was like, "No, we're gonna go for a ride or something." It was just very nonchalant about it, and you could tell it just drove her insane.
And she is super pissed in the morning.
Yeah.
Because she's making, like, this woman's making pancakes and eggs for everybody. I would not do this. I'm not Marie, so she makes like some like special pancakes for Dan that are like really burnt. And she's just like got this.
Pours the syrup on it.
Lady, what are you mad about?
Hot kettle.
You here with my brother? What?
Yeah.
What we mad about?
Yeah.
But like I said, this movie shows us that love can bring out your petty side and your jealousy.
But I think all that did was like affirm Dan of like, okay, good. So we we are on the same page here. Yeah. So yeah, but it's very enjoyable to watch. Very funny with that whole tension there.
And then to get out of the house, he tries to get his.
He kidnaps children.
Tries to get. Well, I mean, that's his nieces and nephews. Not kidnapping. I guess he could have told their parents.
He could have told the parents.
Yeah.
No, but it was very sweet.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he just needs to get away.
And she sees him getting all these kids in the car, and she's like, "Oh my gosh,
yeah,
so
I guess
great."
She didn't really help out there.
No, she didn't. So they drive around everywhere. Oh, also, I love the joke of the cop where he runs the stop sign. He only gets 2 tickets in this movie, right? Like, he runs the stop sign and then he backs into the cop at the end.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I think so. Oh, and that, got his license suspended.
Yeah.
So funny.
And, everything is closed that used to be open. I don't know.
Because he told the kids, we're going bowling or something, and the bowling alley's closed.
Going to the lighthouse.
Sometimes life is full of disappointments.
Yeah, then it's like, we're going to this seafood place, and we're going to this fishing thing, and everything is closed in this town in Maine or wherever they are.
Yeah. Notable moment, though, he does take the kids to a lighthouse.
He does.
And it's not very exciting, but it comes into play later with the youngest daughter who made him something especially for her dad and wants to show him.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I don't know if you wanted to get into that now.
We'll get into that at the end. It's just so...
It'll get you.
Yeah.
It'll get you.
And I have a heart of stone. We all know this.
Yeah. I know. I am appreciating every facial expression you're making during this. That's just making me so happy. I'm smiling like a fool over here.
Yeah.
He's in pain. No, like a good pain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they get back to the house and I guess everybody goes out kayaking on the lake or river or whatever it is because they're bringing the stuff back in. Mm-hmm. Then all the kids go looking through the bushes and wouldn't you know it, the middle girl she's over there making out with her boyfriend over there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we totally skipped over boyfriend drama.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny.
It is.
Yeah, but anyway.
I mean, I've never been a 15-year-old girl, but
yeah.
Was it that intense?
No, I'm not like that.
Not
Not
for you.
like that. No. So yeah, her boyfriend snuck over, and so they're making out, and Dan is livid because, of course, and
Also, yeah, you're a teenager, kid.
Yeah.
Like, your parents probably thought you ran away.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how he got there.
Like, she said he took a bus.
Okay.
Because he's got family that lives in Boston or wherever. Oh my gosh. I'm like, well, we're in Maine, so I don't. Were you just hoping to get a ride to Boston afterwards? I mean, I don't. What's going on? Anyway,
it's one of the greatest.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, one of the greatest conversations in cinema history. I think it is hilarious when he's talking to his daughter Kara. He's very passionate.
Yes.
And he's describing, and everybody can hear this, but he's describing like I know what I know what love is when it's, you want to be with someone but you can't be, and like he's going into this very passionate.
You don't think I know what that is?
Yeah, and it's like heartbreaking because you're hearing this man like who's lost his wife, and he's also like in love or falling in love with another woman he can't have, and all this stuff. And so she smiles as tears are pouring down.
So he can stay?
So he can stay.
No.
And, oh gosh, Steve Carell just starts laughing so hard he cries.
Yeah.
And then the next scene, it just opens up to him like pushing him towards the car.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, say goodbye. All right, that's enough.
Man. It's so good. Like, it's such a good I just love it. Like this picture of like trying to teach your kids like a valuable, important life lesson, and like it's just right over their heads.
And then she runs after the car. Like, this girl, I don't know if it's
sobbing, insane.
Yeah, it's definitely not love because she's 15. Like, it's hormones.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
She's a bit crazy.
I love you. She calls him a killer of love.
You are a murderer of love. Yep. Oh man, it's good.
Yeah, and so later on, they're playing football.
Marty.
Yeah.
Marty can stay.
They're playing football, and his oldest daughter notices that he's kind of flirting with Marie, and she's like, "Dude, stop." And
that would be awkward.
His mom notices it.
Yeah. I think this is where it's like getting,
because he takes a football to the face, and his mom's like, "What are you doing?"
Oh yeah, and then he kind of tackled her, and it was like, this is really awkward.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think, just the fact that the oldest daughter, like, called him out and was like, you've got to stop that.
Yeah. Like, it's like, Dad, I'm 17. Like,
I know.
You still don't know what you're talking about. Shut up.
Oh, man. But it's like wake-up call after wake-up call for poor Dan.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, I guess that's not appropriate.
Right. Yeah. Not in front of the family. But he gets a call from a publisher or something because they want to buy they want to syndicate his article or his column or whatever. Which I guess we should have said, but y'all should have seen this movie if you haven't. But Dan in Real Life is his advice column. Yes, that's what. Yeah, that's the name of his advice column. Yeah, he's known for giving advice. It's like a Dear Abby thing, basically. Mm-hmm. And at this point, Marie has been given a book, the one book that Dan wrote. Mm-hmm. And she's been reading it, and at one point he tells her, "Stop reading my book. Stop." Yeah. And then she eventually goes to him, and she's like, "Everything Mitch has been telling me, he got from your book." Yeah. What is it? Well, no, the talent show is before that. Oh yeah. Where there's a big family talent show after, because after the teenage boy is left. He's been called a murderer of love. Yeah, because she does the cherry knot. Yeah. He's the only one excused from the talent show. Yep. And him and Mitch is like, I can't do a lip sync. I gotta do something like, because he's obsessed with Marie, or he thinks he is, or he thinks he's in love. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I got to do something different. So they decide to sing a song, and apparently this is the first time in 4 years since Dan has played the guitar. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And he goes a little ad lib. Yeah. But it's sweet. Yeah. But everybody's knows like, at that point.
Like,
Ooh.
yeah. Yeah, because he, like, stole the show from
Mitch. My love opened the door
to your heart. Oh, so good.
And he kind of, slows it down and does a really impassioned version of that.
Yeah, and you can tell he's, like, just feeling it. It's like he doesn't mean to do it, but he does.
He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's when she confronts him in the room. She's like, everything Mitch has said, like, she's like, I can't be here right now anymore because, Mitch has been.
Oh, yeah, because that's when she says that she's got to break things off.
Because everything everything that I've loved about Mitch, you have said. You wrote it down first.
Yeah.
Like, everything from Mitch is from your book.
And again, with Mitch, he's well-intentioned.
He is.
He doesn't date these kind of girls, and so it's like, it's just this infatuation with like, oh, this is a real woman.
This is like the first time he's like felt like he's in love.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
And so she eventually leaves, and Mitch is sad.
And her reason, because he's like all droopy and stuff, and he goes, she said
I shouldn't have sang the song. Shouldn't have done it.
Oh, wait, did she say there was someone else, or am I making that up?
She said that she loves him, but they need to go find their own soulmates.
Okay.
That's what she said. That was the quote.
You're right.
And he was like, what does that mean? And he thinks it's because he sang the song. Because he's Mitch.
Of course.
And so he eventually gets a call from her. She never made it out of town. She's at the bowling alley. And his daughter's trying to show him something. She's been working on this little project. Even Marie has helped her with this project. Yeah. And she's been trying to show it this whole movie. Like, there's several times where he's like, I can't right now.
And she's like, okay.
Yeah, she's just like, all right.
Guys, this'll, if nothing else in this movie makes you sad, this will, like, knock you to your knees.
Yeah, it's
like, it's good.
Yeah.
Oh.
We'll get to it.
But yeah, he like rushes out the door. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, I can't right now.
In a very selfish moment.
Yeah.
Very selfish. Yeah. He's like, I can, let me finish this weekend. Then we'll I know but anyway, he's not thinking. He goes to the bowling alley and they start bowling together, and he gets in their car in the middle of the rain, which it's a romantic comedy trope, but it is what it is.
It was very overcast like the whole week.
It was, yes.
So it's not like it's just completely.
For context, we're in Maine. We're in Maine this weekend, and it's very dreary on the coast, so there's going to be rain. And he, so they go in, they start bowling, and before he leaves the house, like Mitch is like, let's all do something fun. So they start. When
brainstorming
Dan is leaving the house, they're all like starting to play like charades or something.
Yeah.
But guess what? The whole family shows up at the bowling alley in the middle of Marie and Dan making out.
Mm-hmm. What's the best is that they're bowling, they're having a great time. The sweet little old lady that's running the place like turns the lights out and does like the little strobes or whatever. Yeah. And then the wake up call is they turn the lights on. Right. Dad? And like they're like,
cold
shock of reality.
And then he just finally tells everybody the woman he met the first day at the bookstore is Marie. He's very much, he thinks he's in love with her. And Mitch just straight up punches him in the face.
Which, okay.
While warranted, is childish.
Yeah. And I feel like, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know how long they were dating. It didn't seem like they had been dating.
It didn't seem like long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, that is your bro. Like they did. Honestly, they did break up 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
Give it some time.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of feelings about this.
You can't predict that your family's going to show up at the same bowling alley that you're at. So I get that. But what are your feelings on it?
I don't know. I just have a lot of them. But it's like, it's this widower. Y'all have been telling him for years that he needs to like move on. He finally met this woman, and for the entire weekend, he's just getting through it. He's not doing great with it, but he's getting through it. And so it's like, in that moment, Mitch, maybe we could have thought about the fact that you show up with the girl that he like really liked. But anyway, I think the punch fit Mitch's character pretty well of like being impulsive.
He's a very impulsive, selfish person.
Yeah.
So,
but it does make Dan look kind of like a villain for a minute, which is unfortunate in front of his daughters and stuff. But yeah.
So she runs off as
Marie's
one
very
should.
upset,
She should have left a long time ago. And I guess they all go. They all go back to the house and.
Oh well! First he backs the car into.
He backs the car into the cop and he gets his license taken away.
Yep.
So they're back at the house and Mitch is. I guess it's the next day or something, or I don't.
So.
But
next day. Same day.
In an effort to make Dan jealous, like he goes out with Emily Blunt. I can't remember her name.
He goes, it's it's really not that big a deal. It's okay or whatever. And then, like, sure enough,
just jumps in the convertible of Emily Blunt. And it's like
Ruthie pulls up, and she just smiles like, "Oh, okay."
Honestly, those two are perfect together.
I know. No, they really are.
Yeah,
they really are.
Yeah.
Oh, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Aren't they together at the wedding?
They are. Yeah. She's at the wedding with. Apparently, Mitch gets over it. Well,
yeah.
But yeah, this kind of ends in like the typical romantic comedy fashion of he's got it like somebody motivates him to go talk to her because he got her number. This is
the really good part. Is that he's feeling broken over everything, feeling such guilt and shame and stuff, and his daughters kind of lay into him.
Yeah.
Because Lily's been trying to show you what she's made.
Yes.
And all that, and Lily shows him, and it's like this lighthouse with the mom.
Yeah.
The mom is like the lighthouse or whatever, and it was like their way of being like, it's okay, like we can move forward kind of thing. What do you want to add to that? Because it's just
because he does have a really great speech about what it's all about you girls now, and I'm just done with this, and they're like and like the oldest one is like, we're all you have anyway, dude, like you've already like given up. And they kind of do a thing like, you've already given up everything for us. Go get the girl.
Yeah.
And then he runs out and
this is good enough.
goes to find the girl, and everybody's like, "Yay, Dan!" And then he goes out. He's like, "Oh, I don't have a license."
And so finally, the oldest daughter
finally
gets
lets
her moment.
his oldest daughter drive. Bless her heart. She's been wanting to drive this whole movie.
Just smiling, so sweet, so happy, like.
And they drive all the way back. I don't know how far New York is from Maine, but they drive all the way back, and they find her in the gym, and
it just shows him smiling at her, and then she sees him and recognizes.
Honestly, in the movie, there roll credits don't show the wedding.
But okay,
because that makes it seem like it was like days later they got married.
But because his family lived there, it could have been like the next year. Like it could have,
Okay, I guess.
But I appreciated it just because it's like it gave you the happy conclusion of like he did find love, and he does have
he's
a
happy
new
now
mother for these girls.
But honestly, you could still do that. Like we've already seen her bonding with the girls through this whole movie.
It could have gone either way. But what I do appreciate about the wedding scene is that it wasn't like a scene. It was the credits were rolling.
The credits were rolling.
Like
the song is playing.
Just nice little
very sweet
film, like in the background, kind of. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I agree. It could have gone without it too.
That was Dan in real life. Better the second time around.
After you lowered your expectations a little bit.
Yeah. When I didn't have the voice of Will Huff in my ears. Oh, Preston, this is just. Oh, it's so good. You're really gonna love it. I'm sorry, Will. That's my impression of you.
No, but,
yeah. It's like, oh, it's so wonderful.
Will, if you could see his face right now, he's doing a good Will Huff face.
And he would laugh at it. He really would.
Yeah.
Andrea, thanks for coming on the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I was really nervous.
She was really intimidated about having a microphone in front of her.
Guys, I don't do well, with like projects and deadlines and speaking for people. Yeah, so it wasn't too bad.
Would you do it again?
Yeah,
at some point?
do it again.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll see you next week. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll think of something. And Andrea, see you again. And I will say you can find us on all the social medias at Second Take Movies. You can send a suggestion to @secondtakemoviespod@gmail.com. And I will say thanks for listening.